Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of our 0600 protocol. And today we get to talk about something that we do every day, and it's not less of a crime, but we don't realize it. So what I'm trying to talk here is the crime we committed against every child. Think about your school years. Every teacher, every parent, every classroom. How many times were you told to concentrate? Now think carefully. How many times were you shown how? Someone told you to concentrate on your homework. Someone told you to concentrate on your food. Someone told you to pay attention in the class. But no one sat down with you. Nobody said, here is what concentration actually is. Here is how the mind works. Here is how to practice it. They demanded the output and withheld the instructions. We told an entire generation to concentrate, and we never once taught them how. That is not a character flaw. That is a missing education. In this episode is the class you never had. This is episode 6 of 0600 protocol. This is the concentration frame, the law of practice, why you are already an expert. Before we talk about concentration, let us talk about what you are already brilliant at. There is a principle called law of practice. It is simple. Whatever you practice, you become. Not sometimes, not mostly, always. Always. If you practiced basketball for 8 hours a day, you would become better at basketball. Not the NBA, but better. If you practiced piano for 8 hours a day, you would become better at piano. The law does not care what you practice. It only cares that you practice. Now consider this. The average person is awake for about 16 hours a day. And for most of those hours, the mind is moving from one thing to the next. One notification to one thought. One scroll to one tab. One conversation half-headed. One task abandoned for another. You have been practicing distraction every day for years. If you practice something 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, what do you become? After a year, an expert. That is what happened. You became an expert at distraction. Now, this is not a criticism. This is the law applied to the behavior that fills your day. Now look at concentration. Never formally taught, almost never deliberately practiced, except in monasteries. Of course, it feels impossible. Of course, the mind jumps. Of course, focusing on one thing feels like an effort. You are asking an untrained muscle to lift. So the question here that we are trying to answer is what most people go through every day, but do not generally ask. And let alone, who do you ask from? The question is not, why can I not concentrate? The question is, when did I ever practice it? When did I ever knew what concentration means in a living form? Generally, in order to concentrate, we need entire focus. We need to practice that hour after hour. The more we practice, we get better at it. It's quite simple, it's quite straightforward. It's not rocket science, it's a law. Okay, that's fine. But what generally happens in a modern day human is we start blaming at things that generally collectively humans are facing problem out of. Say for example, the technology, say for example, a phone, a tablet, a computer, a laptop. Now, hear me out. Understand the phenomena, how all the technology around you can be extremely beneficial. We humans have absolutely amazing infrastructure around us, let alone what was there in the ancient history. To what we have today was almost a supercomputer in our hands. So the phone is not a problem, but you are. And hear me out here. Understand what I'm trying to say. See, the obvious response these days is technology is a problem. The phone, the notifications, the algorithms, they are designed to distract you. And in past videos, I have happened to acknowledge it quite firmly that they do, and there is no doubt that they do to a lot of humans. However, that is only just partly true. But it is not the full picture. Consider this: a group of monks in Hawaii were given iPhones, traditional monastery, strict discipline, an iPhone and MacBook laptops in the cloister. They were not distracted by them because they were in charge of those tools, not the other way around. Here is the distinction that changes everything. Every time your phone makes a sound and you immediately reaches for it, you are not using the phone is using you. You have become the servant. You have been reduced to serve the iPhone. Be that your tab, don't take the words for it, but understand when you're reaching out for it, as soon as you hear the notification, the act of immediate attention towards something is servant. You are serving as a servant. You are being reduced as a servant. The device has become the master. Think about your own morning. The phone lights up, you look. Not because you chose to, because the sound came and the hand moved. That is trained behavior. That is the law of practice working against you. Practiced so many times, it became automatic. The phone is not the enemy. The untrained awareness is. Technology is neutral. Your relationship with your own attention determines whether you use it or it uses you. This is not about deleting apps. This is about understanding who is in charge and choose consciously to be one in charge. Now we need to understand how mind actually works, because you cannot concentrate on something you do not understand. Here is the model. Simple, precise, and nobody taught you this in the school. The mind is not one thing. Think of it as a vast landscape. Different regions, different territories. One area holds the anger, another holds joy, another holds your hunger, your grief, your desire, your memories, your fear, your creativity, all of it inside the same mind, all of it present, always. Now there is something else, something separate from the mind. Imagine a glowing ball of light, a single orb. This is your awareness. It can move through the landscape of your mind. Wherever it goes, the area lights up. Bling. That is what you become conscious of in that moment. When awareness travels to the anger region, you feel angry. Not because something just happened, because that is where your awareness went. When awareness travels to the joy region, you feel joyful. When it travels to fear, You feel the fear. And this is the critical insight. You are not your mind. Your awareness moves through your mind, but your awareness is not the mind itself. When people say, my mind wanders all the time, that is technically wrong. What wanders is your awareness. Your awareness is moving through your mind. And awareness, unlike the mind, can be trained. This changes everything. Because if what wanders is your awareness, and awareness can be trained, then distraction is not your identity anymore. It is your current level of training. Concentration is simply this: keeping that ball of light, your awareness, on one thing for an extended period of time. When it drifts, you bring it back. When it drifts again, you bring it back again. That is the entire practice. That is it. No complex technique, no years of studying, no diploma, no graduation. The whole discipline is notice when awareness drifts, return it back. Notice, return. Notice, return. Now here is the practice I've learned in monasteries. While my travels in India, I've gone to some extremely ancient and very, very, very important spaces for human consciousness. There is wisdom that has been held for thousands of years. So I want to show you, not just tell you, but show you so you understand that this model is real. It's not just a monastery practice. So I'm going to ask you to do something. If you are somewhere safer, you can close your eyes for 2 minutes. Do it now. If not, come back to the video in your own time when you're safe, when you're at peace, when you're at home, and do this practice. Do it for 2 to 3 minutes and you will understand exactly what I'm saying. And this can change your life. So sit up straight. Become aware of the room around you. Aware of the seat beneath you. Aware of the sound of this voice, my voice. Aware of the temperature of the air in your skin. Now I want you to think about the last time you ate something you truly enjoyed. Where were you? Who were you with? What did it taste like? Can you remember the moment the first bite landed? The smell of it, the temperature, the feeling in your chest when it was exactly right. Now come back to the room, back to the seat, back to this voice. Open your eyes. Notice what just happened. Your awareness left this room completely. You were somewhere else, in a memory, a meal, and a moment. And then, when asked, you return back. This is the separation between awareness and mind, proven in your own experience in under 2 minutes. You moved your awareness to the food memory voluntarily. You brought it back in this room voluntarily. You just practiced concentration. That movement sending awareness to one place, holding it there and returning it. That is the entire skill. You already know how to do it. You just never knew that was what you were doing. So how do you build this? Not through special sessions, not through 30-minute meditations every morning, not through retreating to a monastery, through everyday life. Every conversation you have today is a concentration practice. Keep your awareness on the person in front of you. When it drifts to your phone, to your thoughts, or to the fact, what will you say next? Bring it back. Just bring it back. Return it to their face, their words, this moment. Every task you do today is a concentration practice. One thing at a time. Not two, not three, just one. When the mind pulls towards something else, notice and return. Every meal, every walk, every moment of stillness is a chance to train the one skill that determines the quality of everything else. Life is a manifestation of where your energy flows, and you cannot direct energy towards what you want if you cannot first direct your attention there. This is why this series exists. The morning protocol is built on this foundation. If concentration is not trained, the morning is just another hour of distraction. If concentration is trained, the morning becomes architecture. Deliberate, directed, yours. In this series so far, we have now covered 4 foundations. Reality of energy in dynamic pattern. Your inner world is that energy made personal. Your behavior builds your brain in both directions, and your behavior is only as deep as your concentration allows. These are not separate ideas. They are one architecture, the code. The full morning protocol only works if concentration is the foundation. Because without concentration, you cannot be present to your own inner world. You cannot practice deeply enough to change structure. You cannot consciously direct the energy that you are. Concentration is not a productivity hack. It is not a meditation trend. Concentration is the master skill. It is what determines whether every other skill you try to build actually builds or just passes through you like water through sand. So at the end, I want to tell you something very, very important that you do today. The next conversation you have, give that person everything. No phone, no planning, no half attention. Let your awareness rest on them completely. When it drifts, and it will, notice and return it back. That is the whole practice in one conversation begun today. Notice, return, build. This is the code. See you at sunrise.